call the meeting to order. I'd like to begin by acknowledging we are in Treaty 1 territory in the traditional home of the Métis Nation. My name is Neil Harden. I'm chairing today's panel. With me is Laurie Davidson to my left and Marcel Laurando to my far left. The assessor today is Arif Dust Mohammed, and recording secretary is Huda Aziz. I hope I got your name reasonably close.
Yes.
We will be hearing applications for revision of the assessment rule in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we will limit discussion to those matters. The statements of the applicants or the assessor make at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Be advised that comparisons of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the board. The board is appointed annually by council and is independent of it in the city administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value or classification, if the Court of Queen's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with the board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I'll confirm the matters to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We'll then have the assessor's testimony followed by questions the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after all the applications have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the order by registered mail as soon as possible. As information, all public hearings are live streamed and recorded and will be part of the public record. Swear in.
You affirm? Please state your full name.
Arif Dust Mohammed.
And you affirm the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Would you like to affirm or swear?
Swear.
Please state your full name.
Kenneth Thomas Leslie?
And do you swear the evidence you're about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, so the first item on today's agenda is 210 Hutchins Street.
Okay, good morning, everybody. So it's Board of Revision file number 19-1672. Address is 210 Hutchins Street. The roll year is 2020. Reference date is April 1st, 2018. Assessed value is $1,485,000. And just before the hearing, we were speaking. I was speaking with the agent for the applicant, and I think we've come to an agreement of $1,343,000.
Okay, on what basis?
Was it
As-
1,332,500?
Yes, sorry.
What was that number?
1,003,000.
1,332,500.
Yes.
So running to 1,333,000.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and on what basis was that change made?
We just looked at some calculations that we agreed on, and that's what we looked at
I
actuals
believe it's
and we
your net operating income using an overall cap rate of 7.8%.
instead of the 7.0.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just need some evidence as to how you were rated.
Sorry.
All right, thank you for that. Any questions from the panel? Nope. All right. We will move to 370 Dawson Road North.
Okay, Board of Revision file number 19-1658. Address is 370 Dawson Road. The roll year is 2020. Reference date is April 1st, 2018. The assessed value is $530,000. That's based on land value only. We've come to an agreement of using just the income value, and we're saying $465,000.
165. So that's income value. And you're okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. And our final property is 450 Dawson Road North, and I see there is a request for non-co-op on this, so we will deal with the non-co-op first.
Yeah, so we received the
Oh, could you read the
Yeah,
roll
sure.
number now?
file number, Board of Revision file number 19-1660. The address is 450 Dawson Road. Roll year is 2020, reference date is April 1st, 2018. The property is assessed at $3,966,000.
Roll number. You didn't do the roll.
Oh, I'm sorry. Roll number 06032380000. And yes, we're assessing it at $3,966,000. We've come to the agreement of actually, before I do that, we're requesting the burden of proof be placed on the applicant for non-cooperation. We received the income expense statement late, I believe it was July 18th that we received. And the request for April 7th, 2017.
July 18th. And what was the due date?
April 7th, 2017.
Okay. Do you have any questions on the non-co-op? Mr. Leslie? Just on,
I'm sorry, so, Mr. Dosman, you did receive the income and expense questionnaires for every year?
We received for April, April 12th, 2018, so for 2017, and we received, the 2017 mailer was received August 1st, and it was due April 12th. So we received the 2016 income expense mailer July 18th, which was due April 7th. So it was August 1st that we received so those are the 2 years that we received.
So the 16 and the 17 were both received, but they were received instead of in April of the subsequent year, they were received in the summer.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes.
okay, is that your questions of the assessor?
Yes.
Okay, any questions of the assessor?
Was the information still in time to be used?
I'm not sure if it was in time. We hire students to enter those in, so
You usually
sometimes
do it in
students
summer.
stay till September, sometimes they're done early, so I'm not sure if it was received in time for them to enter.
But usually if it's received in the summer, the students get a chance to put it in, don't they?
It depends, like, how many students are hired, so, yeah.
Excuse me, I have one further question. Was the assessment of the subject property based on the mass appraisal?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, any questions?
Just following up on these questions, so did it negatively impact getting it on
It's
the
just that,
preliminary roll?
like, if we don't ask for a deadline, like, we receive information late and everything gets moved and we can't get the roll done in time.
So if you didn't get the information, you just used the mass appraisal? and
We
everybody
used
else?
other income expense mailers that were mailed in on time, so.
Okay.
I still have another question.
Okay, go ahead.
Did they ask for the deferral in 2016?
I'm not sure if they did. I think there is a court order from the evidence that was filed by the applicant. I know we're supposed to ask every time. I don't know if it was asked or not.
Okay, I'm done.
Can I
Yeah, and now time for your presentation on the non-co-op.
If you look at my brief, page 16, that is a copy of the Board of Revision order with respect to the 2018 reference 2016, and there is no Section 53 request for non-cooperation. I can tell you, we are also my firm, Prospect and Leslie Chartered Accountants Inc. are the accountants for this, the registered owner. They have a January year end. They are what you historically refer to as a box job. They provide all their information in a large box to us in July of the fiscal year. So the request from the assessment department is in April of 18. We get their January 18 year-end information in July, and we prepare the income and expense questionnaire and send it in. So as you can see from the assessor's brief, there is compliance, but it's late. I don't believe there's ever been notification received that they haven't received the information. And as you can see from page 60 on the Board of Revision order, there wasn't a request for this. We have consistently provided the information, but it's always late. And it's late because we don't get the information until it's late.
Questions of
No.
Marcel?
Have you ever told your client that it's the possibility that this could happen,
Yes.
and they don't care, they continue to just give you the box late?
Well, they're more concerned about complying with Revenue Canada's 6-month filing deadline.
This one could cost them a lot of coin.
No, I understand.
Maybe they should pay special attention to getting it in earlier.
No, I appreciate that there is the penalty, and we have told them that.
But they've
But
never.
as you can see, there was no requirement in the previous, and it was the basis of recommendation.
But they did give them some leeway.
There was no discussion, it wasn't raised the last time.
Okay, I've got no further questions.
Any questions?
I have no questions, thank you.
Okay, you say there wasn't raised last time, but now this time is 2 weeks later than last time. For sending in the letter. So, it's not the same.
We'll do it again.
Well, they do, they do, the information, they do have the 2016 information. While it was late, they still have it for the 2018 reference roll. And the information is not significantly different. These are, so it's over that same time period.
Okay. All right, give us the room and we will consider the non-co-op. Okay, we'll come back into session. We've discussed the non-cooperation in this, and we are going to grant the request for non-cooperation in that the evidence was that the owner was fully aware of the requirements to comply and was getting it later and not earlier. So we'll grant the non-co-op so you can proceed then. I believe you got a recommendation, agreement.
That is correct. My discussions with the assessor that we have agreed to go with, you have a copy of my brief, and to go with the lower number of $3,553,000.
That's based on agents.
That's based on the income approach,
Based on the adults information.
capitalized to 7.8%.
Yep.
8%.
Oh, I'm sorry, 8%. Right, there's no air conditioning in the building.
Okay. Any questions from the panel on that?
No.
All right, so
You can ask the city if they're okay with that number?
are you okay with it?
Yeah, with the 1 year deferral,
Yeah, with the 1 year. Yep, there will be the non-one still granted. Okay,
Thank you.
so thank you. That concludes today's short and sweet hearing.
Short and sweet.